Don't worry, I got my eye on him. He wants to see you, and I want to give you an update.
Okay, make it fast. I'm waiting for word from the courthouse.
Okay. I thought you'd like to know. Paget stopped by Anna Lavery's place today.
Yeah?
And he seemed real upset she wasn't home. And I'll tell you something, he seemed even more upset he wasn't able to find out where she was.
That's good. No, that's good. That's perfect. We can use that to really shake him up.
I'm not leaving any more messages for Mr. Carver. I've left him hundreds of messages. He won't return my phone calls.
Mr. Carver is a very busy man.
I'm sure he's very busy. I'm sure he's also broken his index finger. Will you tell him that I'm here?
I'm afraid he's tied up. I'll tell him you were here.
No. Untie him. Tell him I'm here now, and I want to speak to him. I'm waiting.
I'm sorry. Mr. Carver is unavailable for the rest of the day. I tried to tell you that before when you called.
What am I doing? Mr. Carver.
I'm sorry she wouldn't take no for an answer.
Right. I am here. I want to speak to you, and I'm not leaving until you do so.
You're wasting your time, Mrs. Lavery.
It's mine to waste, isn't it?
Shall I call security?
Go ahead. Yeah, call security, because you know that I will just come back.
No, it's okay. Would you close the door when you leave, please? How can I help you, Mrs. Lavery?
Tell me the truth. Did my husband really die in that fire in the warehouse? Did he?
I'm sorry to say this, Mrs. Lavery, but it seems like you're having an awfully hard time accepting the truth.
You didn't answer my question.
Well, the answer is yes. Of course Duke died in the warehouse. Let me ask you this. Why are you having such a hard time accepting this after all this time?
Because some things have happened, you know, that, it's just very... I can't explain it, and I thought I was going crazy, and I just kept telling myself that I was imagining it.
What kind of things?
Well, you know, after he died, it was just like every time I turned around, I could feel his presence there.
Well, that's not at all unusual. As a matter of fact, it's par for the course when you've just lost a loved one.
It was more than that. You know, one time I thought I saw him. But then I just convinced myself that it was my imagination.
And where did this, supposed sighting take place?
Kennedy Airport.
Well, Kennedy Airport is hardly a sea of tranquility, you know. In all that chaos, it's easy to understand how a person could hallucinate.
Please don't rationalize this, Mr. Carver. I've done that myself. I know I wasn't imagining it. I did see my husband.
You saw someone who looked like your husband. Now, can't you accept the fact it's simply a case of mistaken identity?
No, I cannot. Not after what's happened the past few days. Who is Jonathan Paget?
I don't know. Who is he?
It's nothing. It's someone I met. He gave me this very strange, cryptic message about looking for the truth in ashes. Now, how would he know that that is where I found my husband's wedding ring after the fire, in the ashes? I think that he was trying to tell me that my husband didn't die in that warehouse.
I think that's a stretch.
No, it isn't. Not for me.
I think you're reading a lot into those words because that's something you wish to be true.
But I can't ignore what he said, can I?
No, but you can look for the truth in tea leaves and you can find sermons in stones if you want.
The more you keep trying to convince me that I'm wrong, the more I question your motives for doing that.
Well, then why don't we both just give it up and call it a day?
No. No, I'm not letting you off the hook, because you know more than you're saying. I think I'm just going to sit right here, and I'm going to wait until you tell me what really happened.
Well, I did think it would take longer to pick a jury, yeah, but that's that.
Yeah, right. The trial starts tomorrow, Julian. And I heard Olivia on the radio just now. Sounding off to the press like she's so excited she can hardly wait.
Well, if she wants swift justice, she'll get it sooner than she thinks, won't she?
Yeah, good for you, Julian.
Is there a problem, Ben? You are ready, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you mean you think so? We only get one crack at this. We can't screw it up. You get to Olivia, you position her, and get away from the courthouse before the trial begins.
Okay, look, why don't we just talk about this? I'm having second thoughts, man.
Second thoughts? No, there are no second thoughts now. I gave you a plan, you carried out.
Right,
That's
right,
all there is to
okay,
it.
but just listen to me for a minute. And
No, Olivia has to be to the safe house on time. Period.
Julian, I don't know if I can pull this off before the trial begins.
Ben, there's not going to be any trial. Do you understand that?
No, man, am I the only one who's thinking ahead here, Julian? She's got a cop on her tail the whole time. She's got the boyfriend who never lets her out of her sight. What are we gonna do, man?
Duke is about to die. Olivia's about to take rap for that. There's no more
How
time.
the hell am I gonna do this before the trial begins
You're
tomorrow?
going to find a way. You're going to find a way. Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Yes, you will. Now, can't you? Yes, you will.
It's so familiar to you.
No, I've never seen this before.
You know what I'm saying. Do you recognize the handwriting?
Yeah, it looks like Duke's handwriting.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
Wait a minute, what does a sample of Duke's handwriting prove?
Proves a hell of a lot considering it was written 2 days ago.
Well, I have a very hard time explaining that.
Why don't you give it a shot?
Maybe if you could provide another sample from an earlier time, you know, we could get an expert opinion on this.
No, you're the only expert I need. You know he wrote that, because you know my husband's still alive. It's not just wishful thinking. I'm not imagining things, and I'm not going to stand for any more of your lies. You tell me what happened.
Will you excuse me for 1 minute, please? Discovering the truth. No, if I thought I could stall her, I wouldn't be calling you. All right, now, what do you want me to do?